Ever feel like your mind is a vast, endless library, shelves stacked with questions that pull you deeper into the night? You're lying in bed, staring at the ceiling, while the world outside hums with small talk and quick laughs. But you're pondering the meaning of a fleeting glance from a stranger earlier that day, or unraveling the threads of existence itself. If that sounds like you, if deep thinking isn't just something you do, it's who you are, then this video is your quiet sanctuary. Today, we're diving into the beautiful, intricate world of those who love to think deeply. You're not overcomplicating life, you're savoring its layers. You're not broken, you're a masterpiece of introspection. Let's unpack why your mind works this way and why it's one of the greatest gifts you didn't ask for. Number 1, your brain is wired for depth, not speed. Picture this. You're at a bustling coffee shop. Everyone around you sipping lattes and scrolling through endless feeds of bite-sized content. But you're lost in thought, connecting the dots between that one philosophy book you read years ago and the barista's offhand comment about the weather. Why does this happen? It's because your brain isn't built for the shallow end of the pool. It's an ocean explorer, diving into the abyss where most people just skim the surface. Deep thinkers like you have a natural affinity for what's called cognitive rumination, a fancy term from psychology that means your mind loves to chew on ideas like a gourmet savoring every bite. Contrast that with the fast-paced world. Most people thrive on quick decisions, dopamine hits from notifications and surface-level chats. But your thoughts branch out like an ancient tree, roots digging into history, philosophy, and personal meaning. It's not a flaw. It's evolution at work. Think about our ancestors, the ones who pondered deeply about patterns in the stars or animal behaviors, survived better, innovating tools and strategies. You're carrying that torch. Here's what nobody tells you. In a society obsessed with productivity hacks and 15-second videos, your depth is a rebellion, a quiet revolution against the superficial. Let me paint you a mini anecdote. I remember a friend, let's call her Sarah, who'd zone out during group dinners. While everyone laughed at memes, she'd be silently dissecting why a joke landed or didn't, linking it to cultural biases. People called her spacey, but really, she was mapping the human soul. If you're nodding along, know this: you're not distracted. You're attuned to the symphony beneath the noise. Number 2, the pull of the inner world over the outer chaos. Ever wondered why crowds feel like sensory overload, but a solitary walk in the rain sparks a cascade of profound insights? Deep thinkers often lean introverted, not because you're antisocial, but because your inner landscape is richer than any party. It's like your mind is a cozy cabin in the woods, stocked with books and firelight, while the outside world is a neon-lit carnival, fun in doses but exhausting. Psychologists like Elaine Aron, who coined highly sensitive person, or HSP, describe this as sensory processing sensitivity. About 15 to 20% of the population has it, and it means you process information more thoroughly. Stimuli that glide off others, a subtle tone in someone's voice, the texture of fabric, sink deep into you, sparking chains of thought. Metaphorically, it's like being a sponge in a rainstorm. You absorb everything, then wring out meaning. Contrast with extroverts. They recharge in the buzz, their thoughts like fireworks, bright, quick, communal. Yours, a slow-burning ember that illuminates truths over time. Take historical context. Thinkers like Nietzsche or Virginia Woolf thrived in solitude, producing works that reshaped humanity. Woolf's stream of consciousness writing mirrors how your mind flows, non-linear, profound. In daily life, this shows up when you replay conversations, not to obsess, but to understand empathy's nuances. You're not overthinking, you're mastering emotional intelligence, one layer at a time. The neuroscience behind your depth. Okay, Let's geek out on the brain stuff, because understanding the wiring makes it all feel less like a curse and more like a superpower. Your love for deep thinking ties into the default mode network, DMN for short, a brain circuit that activates when you're not focused on the external world. For most people, it's active during daydreaming. But for deep thinkers, it's like a high-speed processor running in the background, constantly weaving narratives, simulating futures, and reflecting on pasts. Studies from neuroscience, like those using fMRI scans, show that in introspective folks, the prefrontal cortex, the CEO of planning and complex thought, lights up more during rest. Add in dopamine. While extroverts get rushes from social novelty, you get yours from intellectual novelty. That aha moment when puzzle pieces click. Mirror neurons play a role too. They help you empathize deeply, simulating others' emotions as if they were your own, which fuels even more reflection. But here's a pop psych gem. Hypervigilance, often from past experiences, amps this up. If you've faced uncertainty, maybe childhood unpredictability, your brain adapts by overanalyzing for safety. It's post-traumatic growth in disguise. What started as survival becomes profound wisdom. Ever felt like your thoughts are a chess game, anticipating moves 10 steps ahead? That's your amygdala and hippocampus teaming up, turning potential threats into philosophical gold. In contrast, society's go-getters might bypass this for action, but you build empires in your mind first. What this looks like in real life. Let's break it down with everyday scenarios, because theory is great, but lived experience hits home. Imagine you're in a meeting at work. Colleagues spitball ideas rapid fire, but you sit quietly, absorbing. Later, you drop a bombshell insight that ties everything together. They call it brilliant, you call it just how your brain works. Or at home, your partner shares a problem, and instead of quick fixes, you explore the emotional undercurrents, helping them uncover root causes. It's therapy-level depth without the bill. Anecdote time. Think of Alex, a deep thinker I know. At parties, he'd linger on the edges, observing dynamics like a sociologist. One night, he noticed a friend's subtle sadness amid the laughter and pulled them aside for real talk. That conversation sparked healing. Daily breakdowns? Mornings. You journal not lists, but explorations of dreams' meanings. Evenings. Books aren't escapism. They're portals to new worldviews. Contrasts with most people. They binge Netflix for relaxation. You analyze character arcs for life lessons. You're not boring. You're the storyteller of your own epic. The hidden superpower of deep thinking. Now the fun part. Flipping the script. Your depth isn't a burden. It's a hidden superpower. In a world of shallow connections, you're the deep diver finding buried treasures. Creativity? Off the charts. Studies show deep thinkers excel in divergent thinking, generating novel ideas like artists or inventors. Einstein credited his theories to combinatory play in the mind, much like your rumination. Empathy as a gift? Those mirror neurons make you a human lie detector, sensing unspoken truths. In relationships, you're the anchor, providing insights that foster growth. Career-wise? Strategists, writers, therapists, fields where depth wins. Metaphor? You're a lighthouse in fog, guiding others with your steady beam. Society undervalues this, pushing hustle over contemplation, but history proves otherwise. From Socrates' dialogues to modern innovators like Elon Musk, deep thinking drives progress. Acknowledge the evolutionary edge. In tribes, the ponderers spotted dangers others missed. Today, you're the visionary spotting trends. You're not slow. You're strategic, a chess master in a checkers world. The shadow side, when depth feels like drowning. We can't sugarcoat it. Every gift has shadows. Deep thinking can spiral into overanalysis, where thoughts loop like a broken record, leading to anxiety or decision paralysis. Ever stayed up replaying what-ifs, your mind a storm-tossed sea? That's the flip side, hypervigilance turning protective into punishing. Neuroscience explains, chronic activation of the DMN can dysregulate cortisol, the stress hormone, mimicking rumination in depression. Pop Psych warns of analysis paralysis, where depth blocks action. In real life, missed opportunities because you pondered too long, or relationships strained by overinterpreting. Contrast, extroverts might act impulsively, regretting later. You regret inaction. But here's validation. You're not damaged. This shadow is the cost of brilliance. Tools like mindfulness, focusing on breath to quiet the DMN, help. Therapy reframes it as growth. You're wired for survival genius. Sometimes the volume needs turning down. Why society gets it wrong? Society? It idolizes the loud, the quick, the extroverted. Think social media. Algorithms reward snappy content, not nuanced essays. Schools emphasize group work over solitary reflection. Jobs prize team players over thinkers. Historical shift. Pre-industrial eras valued philosophers. Now, capitalism pushes productivity over pondering.
Pop culture mocks deep thinkers as broody or overthinkers. Hello, every rom-com trope. But why? Fear of the unknown. Your depth mirrors vulnerabilities others avoid. In contrast, extroverts seem fun, but you offer substance. You're not weird. Society's shallow end is the real limitation. Reclaim it. Movements like slow living celebrate your pace. The lighthouse you didn't know you were. As we wrap this journey, imagine yourself as that lighthouse, standing tall amid crashing waves, your beam cutting through darkness, not just for you, but for everyone who needs it. Your love for deep thinking isn't a quirk, it's your essence, an evolutionary masterpiece illuminating paths others can't see. You've weathered the shadows, harnessed the superpowers, and now you shine brighter. You're not broken, you're a beacon of depth in a surface world. Embrace it and watch how it transforms your life into something poetic, profound. What about you? Do you love deep thinking, or does it ever feel overwhelming? Share in the comments. I read everyone. If this resonated, hit subscribe for more videos affirming your unique wiring. Next up, are you secretly an empath? You won't want to miss it. Until then, keep thinking deeply, beautiful soul.